Hey, everybody. It says I'm live. Screen hasn't gone completely clear. Still got the fog. All right, there we go. Should be good now. Hopefully the sound is better. And I think we'll have someone in the comments here shortly to tell me if the sound is okay. I apologize for all the technical difficulties tonight. First thing was I didn't have the microphone plugged in, and then when I got it plugged in, it wasn't working right. So maybe she's taken a couple of hits or something. Oh. All right, come on, somebody. We got one person. Can you give me a comment in the chat? How is the sound? Is the sound okay? Let's see. I'll type here. How is the sound? How is the sound? Oh, my. Is there anybody out there who can tell me if the sound is okay? We're coming up on New Year's. I think everybody's looking forward to getting 2021 behind them and hopes for a much better year in 2022. I know that's how I feel. Well, come on now. Somebody should be here. 2 minutes, 37 seconds in. No viewers. Well, I'll try. I will try asking someone who I know is wanting to watch this. Hello. Hi, were you able to find me? And I've been live for 3 minutes. If you go to my channel, is the sound coming through okay? Or is it scratchy still? Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and hang this up and we'll get rolling with this, okay? Thank you, Susan. All right. Thank you, dear. All right. Well, that's good news. Okay. Boy, have I been struggling to get to the point that we're at today. There's so many false teachings and rabbit holes, but once you get past that, it gets really simple. And that's the beautiful thing about it. So, all right, why are we here? Why are we talking? This stack This stack of paper is in 2 files on the website, which will be posted in the description. I have to fill the description in. Oh, maybe I got that taken care of. Maybe I did. So the website is oralhealthwithcannabis.com. On the services page, you can find 2 PDF files, Camp Grayling Gretchen, PDF 1 and PDF 2. So in 2015, I discovered gum tissue rejuvenation, as well as prevention and removal of calcified plaques, as well as the prevention of gum tissue loss with cannabis. And I have a series, Connecting the Dots 1, Connecting the Dots 2, Connecting the Dots 3, and Connecting the Dots 4, which talks about a great deal of the interference from many governmental departments and agencies and institute and the like. They spent $1.8 billion, ignored my evidence, and put me in jail and court. And so that was 2015. Here we are rolling into 2022. And I have held court with many individuals, including Gretchen Whitmer. So I'm going to read what I have in the description here. In open court of record, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer agrees to treason charges for war crimes on the free people of Michigan State and Americans visiting this great state. On live broadcast, I'm willing to autograph revocation of declaration of war powers, foreign and domestic, from the elected servants of Michigan State. Discuss a constitutional path to abrogate the bar and the treason of administering a free man, establishing common law superior courts, grand juries to be established in 83 counties, and as well expanding Sheriff Territorial Jurisdiction with full authority of common law with unlimited restrictions in deputizing. The federal government jurisdiction is of 10 square miles, has no jurisdiction or authority on the land and waterways of Michigan State under the lawful laws of Michigan State. For records, see PDF files, Camp Grayling, Gretchen, PDF 1, PDF 2 on the services page, www.oralhealthwithcannabis.com. All right. So I've been struggling with how to get to this point. And now that I'm at this point, I've been struggling with some technical difficulties tonight to try and get this message out to you. So we are putting together a constitutional accountability committee, and we're doing this with First Amendment auditors. They have experience standing on their rights. However, they have not had the protections in place that the Americans' Notice of Liability provides. So now they will be able to stand on their rights. One of the biggest problems that we have is that we cannot hold our servants accountable criminally without our common law courts. In the administrative courts, that's what it is. And you've got a bar member on both sides, and you got a bar member on the bench, and you don't have a trial by jury. You have a jury trial. It's all an administrative process, and it's rigged. And I hear these Michiganders that were apparently involved in entrapment with the FBI and Gretchen, and probably because of the case that I put against her in open court. So we have to take the responsibility as the owners of the government. We own the government, and we own the military, and they are under contract to serve us, not to rule over us, but to serve us. They don't have rights, they have duties and responsibilities. They're under a contract, a trust indenture, and they are not following the law of the land. It is the bar, a private foreign entity, British agents, that has usurped our judicial. So we're just going to take it back. And how are we going to do that? We're going to visit every sheriff department. There's 83 counties. There should be 83 sheriff's departments. We will post notice on the wall of executive order to establish assembly and grand jury pool. And it'll be there in the lobby of the sheriff's department under their video and surveillance. So that way we'll keep everything safe where it's not being manipulated. The constitutional accountability committees will be returning to audit. There better be a warrant from a grand jury for every arrest. An arrest is a stop. That's it. Arrest, when our forefathers used that word, they were taking the definition from the Old English, as they did with assembly. Old English definition of arrest is stop. In the 4-part series I did, Your Michigan Sheriff Explained, it talks about a warrant that would be arrest and detain. Now, another type of warrant would be arrest, detain, contain, and hold for trial. So an order for an arrest, a warrant for an arrest, is simply to stop someone. And the reason for that would be, let's say somebody comes to the grand jury and they have a complaint, say, against me. And by oath, affirmation, or information, compelling information, the grand jury can decide to issue a warrant and what type of warrant to issue. Now, if the claimant had evidence of something very serious, very nefarious, or super harm that was done, the warrant would likely read arrest, detain, contain, and hold for trial. Yet, in many cases, someone has a claim, and it is not so serious as to deprive of us of our liberty, immunity from arrest, liberty freedom. These are highly important and were to our forefathers. They are natural law, our Creator's law, that from biblical teachings, our constitutions were drafted. So the word assembly, I talked about that in a video the other night. What that means to our forefathers is the coming together of we the people. This is above the three branches of government controlled by our Constitution. It is above the sheriff, and it is above the grand jury. And the definition of assemble for our forefathers is to have deliberations over judicial and legislative. This is for creating law, the highest law. And that's what is missing in America today. We, the people, have been vacant. And why this happened is through generations of manipulation through these private foreign entities. And today, the vast majority of the American population is being trespassed upon time and time again. No one can administer a free man. No one. So, with the notice of liability, that spells all that out. It also spells out financial penalties, which are collectible through the administrative process. There are bonds. There is money there. So that's can be very, very steep. When you consider how many trespasses occur in just a traffic stop. The first trespass is the intimidation. When the lights come on, you slow down, pull over to allow them room to pass, but they don't. They stay right on you. And we have all been trained through television, through movies, that these bylaw officers and even our law enforcer, our peace officer, will ram your car right off the road, flip it. So you're intimidated, and you pull over. Now you have been arrested. That's 2 trespasses. Now, this man, male or female, in almost all instances, gets out of that vehicle and approaches you with weapons, with restraints, taser, billy club, handcuff, loaded weapon, bulletproof vest, heavy boots, and maybe more. Now, they're going to come up and give you an order. This is another trespass. And the trespass and the fine is on the department who's responsible for the man. I just got to take care of it. Oh, Susan. Let's see. You get him, Susan? That GOB, I got. I think I got him. Yeah. All right. So at $100,000 for a first trespass, $200,000 for a second trespass and $1 million for a third, it's equally on the man and the department or agency, organization, etc., responsible for him. So this is all spelled out. And when you serve that on your sheriff, now the sheriff is noticed. And you order the sheriff to notify all the other bylaw officers, city, state, village, town, that the road piracy has ended, because there are very stiff fines for violating our rights. And now that they are educated, if they do this with full knowledge and intent. So that is criminal. And there are financial penalties that are collectible through that administrative system. Now, what we really want is our grand juries. And so we have to establish our assemblies and our grand juries in every county. So with an executive order, directive to every county's sheriff's department, the paperwork to join, to volunteer to be an assemblyman, to volunteer to be in the jury pool, to volunteer to be a grand jury foreman, will be there in the lobby of the sheriff's department. And any adult who's living in the county can go in and put their information down, contact information and their name. Now, I believe that a grand jury per district in the county. So you might have townships in the county. So each township would have a jury pool from their assembly. And the responsibilities of the assemblies is not just so simple and cut and dry, because we have an entire state. And so different representatives from each assembly would have to convene in a group representing all jurisdictions of the state in order to have the cohesion in agreement for creating legislative and judicial law, which would then be applied across the entire state. And this is the law that would be the law of the land. So it's not going to be so difficult to get this done. It's just going to be a process. So it's going to be a very peaceful process. We will give the sheriff's jurisdiction of the entire state. There's a situation we have now in Michigan, here in Kalkaska County, is I've given order for arrest warrant, detention, and holding. And sheriff won't do it. Now, the governor isn't going to release free men from prison, isn't going to end the administrative process on the free man, and in an open court of record admits to warring with the people. And we just can't have that. So we're gonna end it. And so there will be a training session for the auditors who will be making up the Constitutional Accountability Committee. And it's not just limited to experienced auditors. Everyone can offer to be involved. And we're going to need to raise some money, travel expenses, hotel, food, gas. Who knows? Maybe they're going to need a repair on the road. Whatever it is, we got to take care of these people. We got to make sure that they have the resources to get the job done. Now, once all the sheriff's departments have been noticed, the constitutional accountability committees will return for an audit. And the administrative process has to be ended because you cannot administer a free man. So a superior court will have to be established in every county. Superior court is the people's court. It should be open to the public, free of charge. And anyone can prosecute their own case. So, what else can I say right now? I'm not sure. I feel just a little bit rattled from all the trouble I was having. If we get investors, we can reimburse expenses upon billing. Yeah, certainly. There's going to be money to collect if they need it, if they want that. But I think we have people, good patriots, who have money, who want to help. And it's not going to take that much money either. We're going to want to create some signage. I think we need to create awareness in the communities. So possibly traveling around with a loudspeaker, the way it was done back in the old days when I was young. It was not uncommon for vehicles to be traveling the roads with a loudspeaker, making announcements about one thing or another. And so we can certainly do that. Obviously, not in the middle of the night when people are sleeping. Do this during the daytime when there's lots of noise going on. Most people are awake. So I don't really have much to add at this moment, but I will be back soon with details. We'll have a training session right here in Kalkaska, and we will kick off the Constitutional Accountability Committees from here. And the more teams we have, the faster we can get this done. Now, some of you auditors in other states may want to get involved in this, get the education firsthand, get the experience firsthand here so that you can apply it in your states. We can engage local social media talent to disseminate. We will fund that too. Absolutely, Susan. So we'll get it done peacefully and powerfully. No violence. There's no need for that. We have all power. We have control. And so we're just going to use it. And it's just that simple. So we don't want anybody falling on a sword. We don't want anybody to be a martyr. We don't need anyone to be a hero. We'll all be heroes together. So the path is clear. The direction is clear. It's just a matter of getting it done. And I have expressed some passion, frustration, anger, righteous indignation, because it's real. And I'm not the only one feeling it. And to some degree, it's needed to get the message across to the audience. Because this light MK Ultra that we've all experienced from our first breath, how our parents act, our grandparents, what's on the radio, what's on TV, what's going on in society. My father was born a slave and died a slave. My grandfather died a slave. He wasn't born in this country. I can't really say. I don't know. One of my grandfathers wasn't born in this country. The other one, I'm not sure about. My grandmother came from Newfoundland, along with great grandma, who I did get to spend a few years with. I remember her house, and spending time with her. I was born a slave, and I was born a free man, but a trained slave. That's why I was in that administrative court. When I have immunity from arrest, there was no warrant from a grand jury. I had caused no harm, and I was administered by a man. One man, not a jury of 12 judges. So, all right, folks, I apologize for those of you who were here and I was having the technical issues and just my failure in the beginning to plug that mic in. I apologize for all of that. And when you're catching up on this later, and for those of you who are here with me, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Susan, thank you. It's scary being arrested and then traumatized in court. It is. But see, that's their tactics. And they work on assumptions and presumptions, not truth and law. We work on truth and law. Josh Eddy. Yeah, Josh, you didn't miss much. I had a lot of technical trouble. I think this is the fifth rego. So those other ones, I will probably just take them down. And we'll just roll with this one and do a follow-up. So glad you're home safe, Josh. Hope you're it happens, brother. Yeah. And glad you're home safe. Hope you don't have any more water freezing. All right. So much love, much respect. Thank you all. Peace. We'll be back soon. Have a good night. Bye for now.